Dennis333, and I don't do a ton of reviews on products and stuff on my channel. I do it here and there, but when I find something I really like or something that's fun, I do one. And today I'm going to feature the this Gerber. It's the Gator II hatchet. There's quite a few videos out on these, but I've had this for about a year. I've messed around with it quite a bit, and man, I really like it. This is the one with got about the 6-inch saw blade in the back here that's magnetized, and you've got the steel head here wrapped with the glass-filled handle, is what they call it. We're looking at about, they say it's about a 2.7-inch blade surface there. They say it's forged steel, so it's a little bit of a mystery steel that we're dealing with on this Gerber hatchet. But you know, overall, the more I use this, the more I like it. It feels pretty bulletproof. Some reviews on Amazon have it breaking, but man, I have really beat the heck out of it, and it feels real solid. You know, sometimes on a wooden-handled one, you might get a break here. That's not going to happen. And if you watch those videos that kind of feature the Fiskars or Gerber hatchets, they talk about the hollow head and the way this is designed that allows you to get more force when you hit something. And probably one of my favorite things about this is how well it splits logs. Like, it just, you could probably see it there, but the head of this is shaped more like a wedge than anything. So when you bring that down hard on top of the wood, it splits it really well, even better than some of my other hatchets. I do wish it was quite a bit bigger. For kind of coming from the side and trying to split wood open, it doesn't work as well because it is so small. I would prefer it be a little bit bigger, but it doesn't weigh very much, and overall this is great. It's not my favorite hatchet, and it does have its shortcomings, and I'll let you know some of those, but and one of them is even the steel. It doesn't say what it is, that forged steel. This is typical Gerber steel. It works fine. I can get this pretty sharp. It's sharp right now, but it is a softer steel, so it will dull faster, pretty fast actually, but I can then again sharpen it pretty quickly. So let me show you a little bit of what I can do with this, some of its chopping capacity and stuff like that. So let me change the camera and I'll show you some chopping. Okay, so here's this log, and then with a lot of my hatchets, I'm gonna be able to split this pretty easily, but you know, I might get in and have to bang it a couple times. So this one typically, with this one, I've been noticing I hit it one shot, so let's give it a try. That you gotta love. There you go. That's what I was hoping to see. It's always fun when you nail it on one shot. That's what I'm talking about. Just like that. And then, you know, it's pretty easy to break it down into even smaller pieces. And I could easily pull off a one-stick fire with this bad boy. Get to your little pieces super easy. You can split it pretty easily like that, and because these edges are pretty sharp, you can dig in there and just split it open if you want to, which is always cool. Just kind of like you would with a knife. But yeah, you can get your little pieces and be good to go. Let me show you one other thing. Now, what I don't always love about it is I was talking about the width being a little short. Going in like that with something that's bigger actually worked pretty good here. Can sometimes be hard doing that kind of deal because the head isn't as big. Obviously on that one it worked pretty well. Let's try with something a little bit bigger. If I were to use this. Like that, not digging in as well as I would like, and I'd be better off going up here. and doing the steel, which is usually what I find myself doing when I'm using this hatchet. So there's that. And of course, if it's going to be a tool that I can use a lot, it's going to have to be able to process fat wood, of course, pretty well. And it really does. Since it's sharp, I really can get some nice fat wood shavings by choking up on it. And I was doing this earlier for fun, and I easily got enough in just a short amount of time of almost pretty much dust to light with the Ferro Rod. So I'm getting, man, these really fine little pieces here. And when it comes to Ferro Rod, might be one of my favorite things of this, because if you check this out, the saw blade back here. Now, some people have, it does move around. It's got a pretty powerful magnet, but as you're shaking it, you'll hear it move a little bit. It's not super tight. I've never had it fall out on its own. Some people complain that they've lost it. But I'll show you something of what it can do with a ferro rod. The back of this thing, just a real cheap ferro rod, and you're throwing crazy sparks. Anyway, hopefully you can see that. Just getting some crazy sparks off the back of it. Look, it lit the fat wood. And you saw I hardly even made any shavings. So back of this is really useful for doing something like that. So there you go. Overall, if I had one tool option, pretty much wouldn't choose this tool. But the more I mess with it, the more comfortable I am with it. It wouldn't be a horrible choice, especially if I had a little knife to accompany it. But I can do a lot of wood processing without much effort here with the saw. I did do a video way early on my channel about the saw. It works fine. It's not big, so you're not going to process giant stuff, but it certainly does the trick. It will cut fat wood, by the way. There you go. The Gator II camp axe. I'm going to give it a thumbs up. Like I said, wish it was a little wider, but you can really do a lot with this, and you can get a lot done, and it's light. You can carry it around. And I know the thing of it is, it's not cheap. There's better hatchets like my S-Wing that is cheaper, but you do have to hit it harder. But it has that harder steel. It's going to take more punishment. But this thing's running about $37 on Amazon, and it is running, man, in the store you're going to pay close to $45. So not cheap, but it is well constructed. It can take a beating. So there's my piece of review for this. So hope you guys like it. Hope it's helpful. If you're looking at one of these, it's not a bad option. Thanks. Talk to you soon.